Hi everybody, it's Valerie from Eartherella Soap and Candle Company. Today I am making a grapefruit zest soap. And what inspired me to make this soap is we were at Trader Joe's about a month and a half ago, and it was a Saturday and it was super busy, and you know how you're waiting in line, which seems like an eternity, and they have all of those impulse items at the front registers while you're waiting. And I happened to notice there was this, it was a tin candle, it was a soy candle, and it said it was in the grapefruit scent. So I also make candles, soy candles, so I went over and I had to smell it, and it just smelled so clean and refreshing. I was like, why have I never made a grapefruit soap before, or even a grapefruit candle? So I started my mission to find the perfect grapefruit scent. And I ended up, after looking at several reviews and different websites, I decided to go with this grapefruit zest fragrance by Fragrance Buddy. And I'm so glad I did. First of all, he had this particular scent had really great reviews. They said it was a really authentic grapefruit scent, and I have to say it really is. It's a strong grapefruit scent, and I like a strong fragrance, especially in my soaps, because I want the scent to, I want you to continue smelling the soap instead of having it like fade away. So that is the scent I will be using today. Let me show you something here. I like to design my soaps on my iPad before I make them. Don't laugh, I'm not an artist when it comes to drawing, but this is what my vision is for this soap. My soap is going to have a yellow base with orange swirls, like subtle orange swirls. I don't want it to be like a really strong orange swirl. I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. So it's going to be a yellow base with some like orange marbling, I guess you would say. I'm going to make some pink, those little circles you see are pink curls. So I'm going to be making the curls with some melt and pour soap. I haven't made the curls yet. I'm going to do that on video and show you how I make the soap curls. And it's going to have white frosting with these these two things up here are my pink grapefruit embeds that I made this morning. Can you see the little pink slices? So those are going to be my pink grapefruit slices on top of the soap, and then I have some silver hollow glitter from Nurture Soap that I will be spraying on. Oh, actually, this is the one I wanted to show you. Hollow glitter, silver hollow glitter, and this is a biodegradable glitter. So I will be using that on top once it's all done. So that is my vision for the soap. I'm hoping it turns out the way I have envisioned. It seems like I've worked for hours trying to figure out how I wanted the soap to look. So that is my goal for this soap. So right now I have my oils and my butters in my container, and I have my lye water here, and they're both at room temperature. So I'm gonna, actually, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna slide these over, and I'm going to show you how I make my soap curls. I melted some white melt and pour soap in a container, and I added some pink mica. Actually, let me grab the container and I'll show you. I added the Sexy Pink Slippers mica powder. I really like that shimmery pink color. So that, I added that into my container, and then I poured it in this container because I'm going to throw this one out. This is just a disposable container. And I have let it harden. I made this early this morning. So I'm going to cut this. There we go. Okay. So this is my block of soap. And it's not, I didn't add scent to this, any fragrance to that. And then I have this cheese slicer that I just purchased at the dollar store. And to get my soap curls, I'm just going to go like this. That was a tiny one. So then you get your little little soap curls, and then they're going to go in the soap. They're going to be laying down in the soap. So that is how I make my soap curls. And they're so easy to make. You can make bigger ones, smaller ones. So I'm going to go ahead and make a whole bunch of these, and then I'm going to set them aside because they're going to go in our batter. Okay, so as you can see, this made quite a few of these soap curls. Made quite a bit. So I'm going to grab a container and put them in my container. And actually, no, I don't have one. So I'm going to put these all in my container over here. And now we can start making our soap. I'll put my gloves on. Okay. Soap curls are made. They're set aside. Okay, so I have my oils and my butters in this container, and I have my lye water. These are both at room temperature. My soap is going to have melt and pour embeds and melt and pour frosting, so I do not want it to go through a gel phase. So I want them at room temperature. They're both about 75 degrees. Grab my mixer here. Alright. And now I'm going to pour in my lye water solution into my oils and my butters. Okay, so I have my fragrance oil already pre-measured, so I'm going to pour this in. This will also thin out my mixture a little bit. I'm actually going to pour some of this batter into my container. This is going to be my orange. So this container is going to be yellow. This one's going to be orange, and then I'm going to pour the orange into this container and make it an in the pot swirl. So let me get my colors here. Here's my yellow, and for yellow I'm using Banana Boat Yellow Mica Powder by Crafter's Choice, which I get from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And this is my little scoop I got from Nurture Soap. It has actually 4 different, oops, I'm going to drop this. It has 4 different measurements on it. So this side is 1 tablespoon, this one's 1 teaspoon, and then if you flip it over, there's a half a teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon. So you get all 4 measurements in one little tool, which is great because I'm always losing things. So the less I have to keep track of, the better. And then in my orange container, I have Adobe Orange Mica Powder by Crafter's Choice, which I also get from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So I'm going to put a little bit of the orange in here. And I'm going to mix my yellow first. That's a pretty yellow. It's a mild yellow. It's not real bright, not neon, not dark. So it's a perfect yellow. And then I'm going to mix up my orange. The orange came out perfect because I really didn't want it to be really dark. I don't want the inside of my soap to have all these bright colors in it because I really want the pink grapefruits, the spiral things that I made. I really want the pink embeds to show up. Alright, so now I'm going to pour, make sure that's, alright, so I have my orange, and I'm going to pour this into my yellow. Just make it in the pot, swirl here. I kind of want it to be like a yellow and orange, like a marbled color. But I want my pink embeds to really stand out. And I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm not stirring it at all. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. Okay, I have my wood mold here, and it's lined with freezer paper, which, by the way, I did order a new mold this week from Nurture Soap, and I'm so excited. It should be here, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, and I ordered it's a larger wood mold, and it has a silicone liner in it, so I can say goodbye to freezer paper, because it's just such a time-consuming thing to have to line your molds with freezer paper every time. So I will be, I'm very excited to get in my new mold with my, my silicone liner. So I have my mixture here. I am not going to, not giving it a stir. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to pour right in my mold. But I'm only going to pour like half to begin with. I'm actually going to go like this. See how you can see both of those colors in there? So I'm going to pour half. Oh, it smells so good. And then I have my container with my my pink spirals that I cut with my cheese slicer, and I'm going to set them in there this way. No. So I'm going to put them throughout the soap. This way and down this way, when you go to cut the soap, you will see this. If I was to put them in this way, like up and down, you would just get straight lines in the soap. And I don't want that. So I'm going to push them in because I want some to go towards the bottom. Alright, now I'm going to pour the rest of my batter over these embeds. And that looks like the rest of my batter is yellow. It looks like that my batter might have been a little too thick, but that's okay. So it'll be more of a pink and, I'm sorry, it'll be more of a yellow and orange swirl towards the bottom of my soap. And then it'll just be yellow at the top. The top half of my soap will be yellow, which actually might even be better because now my pink embeds will show up even better. I'm going to put a few more embeds in the top. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to push them down just enough so my batter is covering all of them. And now I'm going to give it a tap to make sure that there's no air bubbles. Alright, so I've given it a tap. I'm going to spray the top with rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to let this set while I go get my frosting ready. Okay, so my frosting's on, and I forgot when I was making my my grapefruit embeds, I had some extra pink, and I made some of these. I used this mold, and I made some of these round balls. So I thought I would put one at the very top, and then put the grapefruits on the side. Alright, I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to now spray my Silver Hollow biodegradable glitter from Nurture Soap on top. Make it sparkle. And that is it. Give it a spray with rubbing alcohol. And now I'm going to let it sit until tomorrow. And I'll be back in the morning to unmold and cut this and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, it is the next day and I'm ready to unmold and cut the soap. Dying to see what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, I think that is looking pretty good so far. You can see the orange and the yellow, and you can see a little bit of those pink spirals. Alright, I'm going to grab my cutter. Let's cut this open. Look. The only thing I see wrong is that there's air pockets inside of those, inside of my spiral cutouts, because my my batter was a little thick. I wanted it a little bit more runny, but it was a little too thick, so it didn't get into some of those little spaces. But that's okay. Still turned out a beautiful soap though. You can see that how the orange and the yellow kind of swirl together towards the bottom, and then you can see the pink spirals. Okay, so here's the final cut of soaps. I think they turn out beautiful. You can really see the orange and the yellow swirls like I wanted throughout the soap, and then the pink spirals. The only problem with these soaps is you can see inside of the spirals the batter was a little too thick, so it didn't seep its way into all of those little spirals. So there are little air pockets, but And it's in like almost every bar. But you know what? It's minor. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not stressing over it. There's still beautiful bars that will be great soaps. So I am very happy with how they turned out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos like this. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.